Welcome to This Explainer. We're jumping right in today because we're looking at something absolutely massive. I'm talking about one of the biggest cultural and spiritual phenomena in all of human history, the Kaaba and the call to Hajj. Every single year, millions of people pack up and journey from all over the globe to this one specific point in the desert. We're going to look at this through two different lenses, the deeply held religious traditions and the objective historical reality. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. How did an ancient desert call reach literally billions of people? It's kind of a crazy paradox, right? Thousands of years ago, Mecca was just this barren, completely isolated desert valley. Fast forward to today, and it hosts millions of pilgrims all at once, year in and year out. How does a message that started in the middle of nowhere become a truly global movement?
Well, that brings us to Section 1, the ancient desert call, the origins of the Hajj. Now, in Islamic tradition, this whole story anchors on Prophet Ibrahim and his son, Prophet Ishmael. They supposedly rebuilt the Kaaba not for idols, but as this ultimate center of pure monotheism. And right after that reconstruction, this monumental command drops. The Quran states, "And proclaim the pilgrimage to humanity. They will come to you on foot and on every lean camel from every distant path." Now, tradition actually tells us Abraham hesitated here. He's standing in the middle of a desert wondering, how is my single voice ever going to reach the future? But God's reply was simply, "You call, and we will convey the message." Moving on to Section 2, preserving the sacred tradition, miracle or memory. So how did Abraham's message actually survive thousands of years? Classical scholars usually point to one of two things. It's either a profound spiritual miracle, where his voice echoed across time, or it's a meticulously kept tradition passed down by local tribes. And, we actually see evidence of that cultural memory persisting way before Islam even arrived in the 7th century. Local tribes were already doing tawaf, circling the Kaaba. They traveled there during specific sacred months. They honored the Zamzam well, and they held on to these rituals deeply tied to Abraham. Now, according to Islam, those practices just got kind of corrupted by pagan customs over time until Prophet Muhammad came along and restored the Hajj to its original monotheistic roots. Let's transition to Section 3, faith versus historical evidence. To really get the full picture, we have to look objectively at the archaeology too, and this brilliantly illustrates the divide. On one side, Islamic tradition relies on continuous revelation, the Quran, and literally thousands of years of unbroken spiritual practice. But on the flip side, the archaeological view faces a totally different reality. Historians, right now, have zero direct material evidence proving Abraham actually rebuilt the Kaaba. Why? Well, think about it. The structure has been completely wrecked by floods and rebuilt so many times over the centuries. Plus, it's one of Islam's holiest sites, so naturally, digging it up for excavation is pretty much off the table. So while researchers agree Mecca might have been an ancient pilgrimage hub, they just can't scientifically confirm the specific Abrahamic details. Basically, Muslims rely on faith, while historians rely on material proof.
Which brings us to our final section, the legacy of Hajj. No matter where you stand on the history, the physical reality of the modern pilgrimage is undeniable. It's like a direct bridge to those ancient narratives. The rituals pilgrims perform today, they're essentially a physical map of Abraham's family history. When people run between the hills of Safa and Marwa, they are actively stepping right into the shoes of Hagar, remembering her desperate search for water for her baby Ishmael. They drink from the Zamzam well to honor the actual water believed to have miraculously bubbled up for them in the sand. And during the sacrifice, they honor Abraham's ultimate willingness to obey God. Literally every physical action of the Hajj is a step through this ancient family story. And the biggest takeaway here is the sheer, mind-boggling scale of this impact. We're talking about billions of people. Whether you're looking at this through the lens of deep religious faith, anthropological tradition, or historical inquiry, you just can't deny the magnitude of it all. This call to Hajj has shaped the lives, the travels, and the very spiritual identities of billions of people across centuries. So what gives an ancient tradition the power to unite humanity? Today, the Kaaba stands as this unparalleled symbol of unity. Every single year, pilgrims from every conceivable race, language, and nation pack up their lives, leave their homes, and answer that ancient desert call. It really makes you wonder, what is it about this specific patch of desert and this specific story that continues to pull humanity together so powerfully across time? Think about that as you reflect on what we've covered today. Thanks for joining me on This Explainer.
وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ